Humaniversity. No association in this kind of thing. So it's nothing to do with any association at all. Latin and Russian, they are constructed language. Now sometimes you feel also that this Hochtung, Tochtung, Puchtung, Tuchtung, the German is very constructed if it had been Danish from beginning.
Ocean says many times that the word responsibility has the root in the word to respond. Can you comment this?
Take one more. That's it. Take it one more now.
No, I want to know about responsibility, where it has the root.
Root is number one language, and from root they've been creating vaan, and vaan is 1i, 2i, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the count to 10, 11, 12, 13 is 11, 12, 13. And from this vaan, your language has the ground. From vaan. So you don't get this root association who come from the us. The she can understand this if you want to figure it out from her. That's also magic that all tropical language is based on this vaan language. So you can take one Indian boy and now he put his oral language from his village, what they can't even write and read at home. And he put his word and you put them in pieces and you see that there is inside all these vaan associations. In the same way as we can have one fack, one bankfack, one lönnfack, or one postfack. That fack means really for us one fack. The same you Arctica, no, you vaan people find it in the same way in the brain from the vaan language, what means all tropical people on the planet. Also you. It's a large thing. The vaan is the most large language what has been created on this planet, if you go into the vaan language. It's much bigger than the root. Root is quite small, because from the root they created this vaan language in the history. More questions, maybe.
The word namaste, and then in Swedish närmaste, they sound very similar to me.
Närmast, namast, But now we see that nama means, now if you take vaan, now we go to her, nama means for her your face. Because now we go to vaan, because Hindi is vaan. So nama is one face, namas, te. Namaste, tack så mycket. Thank you. You must think that again from the nama. There you can't really take this närmaste and namaste. It sounds nice, but leave it open. But nice kela. But I should more go straight into the vaan deep and see what association exists there for to figure it out before to put it to närmaste could be namaste. More questions?
Last time I saw you here was 2 years ago, and then you were talking about Atlantis and about the story over there. And I wonder if you would like to say something about that today.
Allt, land, is. Allt, land, is one period where we had something called Vinland and Vinlands Gulf, the Gulf of Vinland. And there come the Gulf Stream from Mexico who made that Atlantis period could be existing in the history of the planet. It means that we had tens of thousands of islands on one place of the planet who was surrounded with warm water. And people could live in that milieu and in that circumstances. It's a very large story, the Atlantis story, that's already 10 hours of tape in sound system. all the domestic animal, all the arctical animal and trees, they all these come out of this
When you talk about the cunt of the woman, when you're talking about the cunt in
Yeah.
the woman, I wonder if you're talking about the rings. The cunt is the ring. That's the cunt.
Yes.
The rings in the tissue, in the connective tissue, the rings. Like a caterpillar have rings that move like that.
Yes.
Is that the cunt calling the thing? The different cunts, the different rings inside the
That, as a man, I can't answer. You can only make this question that the female can feel that if it consists their tube of some sensitive rings. That you mean?
yes.
Now we let the woman, they already falling to sleep. So.
It goes like that. It moves.
Yeah,
It moves like this.
It must be there.
It moves in and out.
My mother, she always told one joke. And in the end, I was wondering that the ladies were smiling to this joke different than we men. And I take the joke as it is. It's in one language, so maybe it's not so easy to transport. But anyway, it was one Finnish boy who went to Sweden. And there he met one beautiful lady, of course, in the story. And this lady asked him to put in the finger in her cunt. And he did it. And she said, mera, mera, he said, mera, mera. So he put in one more finger. And she said, mera, mera. And he put in 3 fingers, and she said, mera, mera. So in the end, he put in whole hand there. And she said, mera, mera, mera. So he put the other also. And now she said, applaudera, applaudera.
What it means? What it means? Translate, please. Translate. What is that? That reminds me of a joke I tell you later.
No, but that's one joke. But after we had one discussion that what is like for men, what do we have where we can react that one man is one man has very long finger. They say that when he put the finger like this, that is in his way of taking out sperm, it has to do also with his groove leg of his stuffed. So one person who has very long finger usually have very thick prick, thick dick. Yeah. Is this. You can show, because it's in the friction. Like you put this one, I have peel raw. When you take this side down, you peel raw on the balls. And this is again the other one. When you men take out sperm, we use both hands if you have them hanging free, this ball. One second, I try to find if I come to the end of this. Now we come to the joke. Now that one woman with this kind of inside feeling, she can look for one other girl who has very, very small, nice hands. And she can really go in and do something if she has small hands. So in that way, the girl who has a small hand with small finger can be more attractive in the ladies' world, what we men could not even think about. But one whole child is coming out from there, so it must be possible. It wasn't one joke. Now you can come with
You were talking about the length of the fingers in the prick. That it was about if the fingers are long, the prick must be thick.
Yeah.
I'm living in the Caribbean, and those pricks are really like from donkeys. But I don't see that the fingers of those people there are very long.
Or short. Or they have very thick pricks there, you mean.
Yes, several.
But you can't see that if you have there this thing and you have this that it's existing something, but you can have me reacting that it's not consequent. You can't say that it's like that, but in our imagination it can be. You see one guy with one enormous hand, and you see he has one enormous thing. You can think he probably have that thing, but very often you are surprised when you see it. It was not like that at all.
Okay.
Leave it open. It's one theory what can be in one way when you think the physical way of that thing, but it's not consequent always like that. Yeah.
How much of like is this all that you've been telling over and over on tapes and written also, or how do you?
No, it's not written. You can't write this kind of thing. You can only have it in your brain. You can put it according to the sound system, and you spend time with your friends, and you take one word and you go through all the parts, and then become stronger and stronger the fact of the association. With time, we can go more and more into this mysterium, what this anyway is. It's existing.
If I wanted to learn more about this sound system, what is the possibility?
It's to learn this alphabet and this fixed association of them. And after you start to look what is festival, yeah, val is val, 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 val. And you go val, now you know root is val. We have val, hall, a. Val is val, hall is one space, one room, one hall. In root. You also have hall. It's always roof, one hall. Hall without roof is not one hall. So val, hall and a, you put it on ukko, akka, as, and you place them in that way. So you can, every word you can find out if you give it time. Some is not, you must leave them open and find out now. You can't do nothing for that word. But no problem, you take one other one. And sometimes later on you see that one word we was working one whole day and didn't find nothing from. Is one other thing there, why was we so stupid when we was thinking like that time. Yeah.
Is there a connection between the different sounds and the inner organs in the body? For instance, when we were doing divine healing, we were using the arm and they corresponded to different organs, inner organs in the body. Is there such a connection?
I can personally see that my sound, more than my when I take out my sperm, it comes some kind of andas, what is the only like physical thing. But the rest I can't see in that way. Be different sound. Could they be sensitive? Could they be your prick stands from one sound? Come from the brain. Maybe one sound can associate you, like you go to one dancing place and now come this melody you was dancing last Friday and it ended with one nice night and now you come back to this and now maybe standing from the sound. But that the association of one happening, what happened including that sound, what associate to you. You get what I meant? Yeah. Like evergreens, we have music. I remember this because we was in Spain and there happened all these nice things and there they played just this music and now your prick get one remembering of that thing and it can make one weep in your trust from music. But otherwise I don't see that music has any erotic, more than calm and nice to be in music.
What does it give you to do all these associations? I mean, why are you busy with it? Does it?
I'm not busy. I feel it's very fun to do it together. It's really fun. You can laugh, and in the end we say, "Now we stop. We don't take one more word now because otherwise you go on for 3 hours and we are laughing there. It's too much, you know. It's yeah. Now we stop. Now we speak about something else. You must decide there because one new word they come and everybody Keladi say think about the same word and it's fångar you for hours sometimes when everybody is having the system in the brain, in the group you are together. Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about your life? Something spontaneous. I think there was a
In
first
my
question.
life, yes. What can I tell about my life? I was born 17th of January 1942 in one sauna in Finland. That means that I am still born in that all good way. I am the first in my family who is born on the fastland. All the rest of our family is born on islands. My father born on Strömsöland, that is Nappertuna, and my grandfather on Digerö is Nappertuna, which I born in Gumbostrand, 30 kilometers from Helsinki east. There my father was baptizing me with one baptist spoon, so I've been drinking my father's sperm. So he has one bone spoon, and he has been wanking and taking that and giving to me as a baby when I get my name. That's called dopsked. And in that way I know I've been drinking my father's sperm and my father been drinking my grandfather's sperm. So that's the oldest tradition we have in the family, and that's the only thing what makes you and me different. When I was 3 months and 3 weeks old, my father died. So I've been growing with my mom and my sister in one big forest in Sippo. I have not been in any primary school that my mother felt that it was not really necessary. When I was 14 years, I went into Helsinki and get one lamp in the theater. One theater who play operette 2 times a year in the spring and in the autumn, and in this theater is 2 loges, and there I have the spotlight. I'm 14 years old little boy, and I had one work, and I get money for my work. So I went every day with the skiing in the morning to the bus, put the ski in the snödriva, and took the bus into the Helsinki, went to the theater, went there and come back with the bus, took my ski and ski home to my mom and sister. I wake up every morning, the first, to make the road for the toilet, and went to knock on my mom and sister's door that they could go and use the shit house. I stayed in the theater to 1960-63. I went through the drama school, so I am school actor. That's my profession. From the drama school, Nya Teatern i Helsingfors, Svenska Teaterns elevskola, Vackol. And from there I was in Vasa Theater, playing little bit theater, and in Åbo Theater playing little bit theater. In 1968 I started on the 7 islands outside of Helsingfors in one fortification called Sveaborg, and has been guide there in 30 years. That means people writing nice small letter, your box Sveaborg, the postilion bring it to me, I open the letter, and there is one person saying that they have one group and want to listen to me, and one telephone number, so I call there and we decide what time they come out with the boat, and I will be on the shore when they arrive. I tell them one story about 1 hour. After we go to have a look at these places I have been telling about, and they get one receipt in their hand. They can go around with one hat and put the inside of the hat to the post office, so they get one receipt, and the other receipt go to the tax office. And free lunch, my lunch is free. I've been 23 winter in India, 6 months every time. From 74 I went there, and after that I've been returning every year. 6 months in India without no work for money, only spending time with nice people. Working 6 months of the year for money, spending 6 months in Goa, Chapora village. I go down every morning to one tea house, and there is all the other people I also know, and they are sitting and spending time with no electric music, no gambling, no alcohol, no drugs, only drinking tea and nice food this restaurant is doing. I have a library there in India with all 18th century literature, what I'm reading 2 hours every morning for to make my program for my job I present in Sveaborg every year. I like to be in Goatrans single dance party. I can eat 3 times a week. They can bring me to the party and I dance from 12 up to the morning to they bring me back home and I sleep the daytime in that time. I have enormous big bekantskapskrets. Many people say hello to me. I feel good for that, they recognize me. I have also kamratskapskrets, what means that I've been coming into the kammar, I've been starting to speak with each other, and I can follow their life because I know they follow mine. And I have also one big vänskapskrets, people I really can stand for, or be standing for them. I have no relation with anybody. I've never been having any sexual relation other than one 8-year relation with one woman when I was fucking every evening and Sunday morning according to an agreement when we started. That's called normal Freud philosophy. That's me.
I have another question. The other day you mentioned about drinking the sperm, and you mentioned every day. Just question.
Even in every time I make one tape, there is include that you can drink from yourself, women and men. I think so. It's the only thing what I feel in this story that it's important that you can stand for yourself. You know that you drink from it, not throw it away. It can stand for pissing because you are running to the toilet. It can stand because a beautiful lady is lying there, so of course it starts to stand and you know what happened. But when you stand for yourself, you drink it. The same as the woman has some kli inside who mark that she can clean if she's really open to her inside feeling and drink from herself. That's natural. Not more about that. That we know already the drinking thing, I think. Something else than drinking thing. Or anything.
You mentioned that we had 13 different kinds of structures, penis structure.
Mm.
And you talk about Chinese lunch. And you didn't talk, I didn't mention much of the other ones. You have mushroom structures too?
Thickest form. Usually the tropical from origin has, like we call it, lancet form. What means that the neck is actually not in the same way as we Finnish, Swedish, Danish, English people. If you see one Chinese prick standing, you see that the head, the ollon is completely different, especially the heart form within the angle. Of course, he has one interesting background. He's probably from England, where they moved to France, when they moved to Portugal, always get nice brown tropical ladies to mothers to their children, and ended up in Brazil. So now he's wondering if his British prickhead should have been still going on, even when so many tropical women has been included in the line for him, because he looked completely tropical. And maybe he's surprised that he has one like Lemminkäinen or Sven and Dan. You never know in this world where you find surprise. Time.
Are you willing to hammer the table?
I think we must make it here in the theory. You know now the theory. Maybe we find it out one day, but of course we can throw it in the table and we can all look, but maybe it's too much attention for 60s kind of place to do such a thing. Isn't it, tape? Yes. We do more in the theory. We can, outside of this, we can throw and prick at the table, no problem. More questions? Yes?
The English language seems very good for swearing, you know, fuck, cock, cunt. Is it the best language in the world for swearing? Or why is it always 4 letters? Cunt, cock, cunt. It's always 4 letters. Is there a reason for this?
The swearing word, or the word, I think you put it, we can also, let's say, swearing words, when you are short, you don't think quick, you must put in something between there. Like we can say perkele in Finnish language, it must be devil. tuli perkele, mä sanon perkele, jos sinä perkele, ja nyt tuu tänne, niin vittu perkele, jos you can put in, the same word nearly in every, because it's slow thinking people are putting in this kind of middle, between word for to have time to form their meaning, maybe. But English language has many of them.
It's good, isn't it?
It's good, yes. America has motherfucker, that's a heavy thing, if you say such a thing. That we don't have in Finland, example. Only America. But usually this part of our prick or the kant is used to be these between words. We have one called vittu, and you can say vittu se meni sinne ja vittu tuli tänne ja vittu, kun se sanoi, mä sanon vittu, kuule vittu, jos sä vittuilet vielä, niin vittu, you can nearly speak with that one word. And it means the kant of the woman.
Say something about Charlie.
Kärlek. Kärlek. For the first, the end of it is lek sound, and lek we have in many other words. Like stor lek, grov lek, tjock lek, djup lek. Also kärlek. I think it say by itself that you have one play or end with one, maybe orgasm. Kärleken, the divide lek. Jag skär, du skär, vi skär. I divide, you divide, we divide. Jag skär, du skär, vi skär, kärleken. So that tell in your English, Swedish brain exactly what it means. If you put it to jag skär, du skär, vi skär. I share, you share, we share. But share means different than share. I divide in share. Jag skär brödet till 2 skivor. It must of course be one inside lake, and I think when women is throwing pillow on each other sometimes you see that they have one heavy lake. We men don't have so much of that lake than women, I think. Or maybe someone who's throwing matchbox and trying to fall down on his prick there, Maybe it's one share lake who maybe end to something. Or one woman who you are attractive from, you make one lake for to reach this share, the divide.
In Brazil, there is a word called xereca.
Xereca.
Xereca. Xereca, which means the vagina. Xereca.
There's ek inside also, what is very heavy there. We have also darling. What is dar means one vibration, and ling, so darling is the darling. And darling in root is älskling. Älskling, Swedish. That more I can say about kärlek and älskling, if you was fishing for that. It must be one play who will read something nice. Yeah.
What's the meaning of the masturbation that you do?
Masturbera. Mas means many, true means the true, be means asking, ra, masturbera. I be, you be, we be, I be, ra. I ask ra, masturbera, masturbera. That says in the Swedish association that mass is many, massor are människor, mass, true, masturbera, bera in that, masturbera. It's one old, very large word to take out for drinking, it must be. Wanking, drinking, talking, wanking, drinking, talking. Wanking, drinking, talking, speaking, thinking. The world is there.
Can you talk a little bit more about what you call women's juice?
That liquid who come out, it's almost also be from cell, the same like sperm cell is consisted from cell, also the human's mahla consists of cell. Our sperm cell is coming in when we undas, when we are. From that we get our yellow stuff in our ball, and I think also it must be equal for the female that when you also undas is create this white stuff or this stuff you get when you masturbate, and it's sip, ra, drop, rinna, and flöda, and it comes out from you. It can be stored in one finger, borg, one sormus, tin, one metal thing you can put on your finger when you sew thing, called ditalino or something in Italy, and with that you can also clean the clitoris and take it like one small message in gold, small cup. You can use the por and the kana. Por means por and kana means kana, called mor root, the root of the mother, or kar root, the carrot. And the girls say that they use the sharper side of the carrot, not the round side. And you asked.
And then you lick from it.
Then they maybe eat the whole carrot. That's nice.
A nice way, maybe, if to give it to the woman, the semen, and then we can drink it together. The man can take it back to his mouth and share with her. It would be half and half.
Oh, there should be one compromise, but woman is drinking 30 days the man's sperm before the man put in the sperm, so she know the technique. But in this thing, the men has not been really drinking from our womb. That was one female thing. Difficult that is, it not equal, that part. That make it in a way not really the same. But she know the technique, and many people like when the woman and these oral sex, especially Clinton and these kind of people.
And then you don't throw it in the bathroom, or just recycle again. Yeah, it's good. It's very good. And you can have oral orgasms too, while we're getting back in to the system.
They give us 5 minutes more. And what to say the last 5 minutes of this tape, I've been saying at least 10-hour thing, sitting with different groups. Most of you have been nicely lying down like this, but anyway listening with one ear, and all of these have become tapes. What this tape from this house this time means, that I don't know. I've been 2 times here before, one time talking about julänglar and jultomtar. The second time I was talking about fyrväppling for the men and fyrklöver for the women. And this time I came here, I think I speak about military uniform, and it has been completely something else what has been created this tape in this nice university where we've been all meeting each other. Here I thank for my last tape from these 2 weeks I've been here. Thanks for you as a partner.